An elementary school in Bartlett, Tennessee has been forced to shut down a popular Bible club after receiving complaints from an anti-religion group. The Bible club at Altruria Elementary School was optional and was held prior to normal school hours, but the Freedom From Religion Foundation threatened to sue, saying it was unconstitutional.
A school district in Colorado that was passing out Bibles has decided to stop passing out Bibles after they needed to be fair and also send out information to its students about Satanists and atheists.
Well, a school sparking outrage for calling the sheriff's office on a 7-year-old for handing out, get this, Bible verses to classmates. A teacher at the elementary school in Southern California banning the Bible notes like these during lunch, saying there should be a separation of church and state. A sheriff's deputy even showed up at the boy's house and told him and his mom to stop because someone might get offended.
A 5th grade kid in South Florida getting a whole lot of attention tonight.
Says People Talking. His family decided to battle the teacher who told him he couldn't read his Bible at school.
Any parent wants to protect their child, and there comes a point in life where you have to stand up for what's right and what's wrong. And when somebody's civil rights and constitutional rights are being violated, and it happens to be your child, I'm sure any one of you would do that for someone you love.
Parents in West Virginia are fighting to put an end to Bible class in public schools. For nearly 80 years, Bible stories have been taught in Mercer County as part of the regular school week. A new lawsuit argues the course is unconstitutional.
California is looking to pass a bill that could ban the sale of Christian books that address issues of homosexuality and transgenderism. Proceedings to pass the law are taking place quickly in the state.
New at 10 tonight, the Collier County School District is being sued after they banned Bibles from their campuses.
But one group who wants to distribute them say that's a violation of their rights. Christina Hernandez live to explain.
The group is called World Changers. They distribute Bibles to Collier County students once a year on Religious Freedom Day. But this year, the group is not welcome.
No Bibles are wanted here. The superintendent of Collier County Schools made that decision after years of allowing Jerry Rutherford to distribute the Bibles one day a year. Rutherford says it's harmless.
We just put the Bibles on a table with an explanation. These are free Bibles. We don't talk to anyone. We keep the school rules.
But now the school officials claim that Bibles do not provide any educational benefit to the students and can't be given out on campus.
New developments to bring you tonight in the battle over the Bible in Collier County. The school district is now being sued because it no longer allows Bibles to be distributed on campus.
Police have told the owner of a Christian cafe in Blackpool to stop displaying Bible verses on a TV screen because it's offensive and a crime. Jamie Murray says he was shocked when officers from Lancashire Police visited his cafe last Monday and ordered him to stop displaying the Bible text.
Just felt like a bit of an interrogation. They told me I was in breach of Section 5 of a public order offence by displaying material that could be deemed offensive to somebody, insulting or offensive. It disturbs me actually that we are approaching a state where people can be spoken to by the police, possibly arrested, and who knows what else, just for displaying the Bible in public. What's next? Police coming into churches and saying you can't say this or that.
A Kansas 7th grader banned from handing out event flyers at school because her flyers contained some Bible verses. Meanwhile, the school is fine with posters about dead rappers and drugs, but not a flyer that includes a Bible verse.
The Nevada charter school's in a bit of hot water for telling students that mentioning the Bible is against the rules. 12-year-old Mackenzie Frazier is a student at Somerset Academy. She was assigned to create a PowerPoint project titled All About Me. Mackenzie's a Christian, and so she wanted to include a reference to John 3:16 in her presentation. But her teacher told the class that religious references were not allowed. A few months later, she had to do another project on self-esteem. Mackenzie wanted to mention that she derived her self-esteem from having been made in the likeness of God. And once again, the teacher forbade the 6th grader from referencing the Almighty.
A Christian school in Canada is worried about its freedom of religion after being told to stop teaching Bible verses that could be deemed offensive. The local authorities say passages in the Bible that denigrate or vilify one's sexual orientation should not be studied in class.
A recent bill has been proposed in California that some say have threatened the Bible and preaching that has to do with condemning or criticizing homosexuality. The bill proposes that any sale of material that is against, the LBGTQRXT, whatever it's called, community.
Since God, the Bible, the name of Jesus, and the Ten Commandments have been expelled from government-run schools in America, mounting evidence proves decade after decade every other belief system, including atheism, humanism, secular progressivism, and of course Islam, have been allowed. A new report out of West Virginia says Mountain Ridge Middle School students in Gerardstown were asked to practice writing the Islamic declaration of faith known as the Shahada in Arabic calligraphy. Translated into English, the statement claims, quote, "There is no God but Allah. Muhammad is the messenger of Allah." As part of the world religions unit of the class, the lesson plan leads the student to profess the socio-political religion of Islam as true and lead them to think Allah is God the Creator. Apparently, the 30-page section, quote, it's called Islam in the World Today, contains anti-Christian sentiment and required 7th graders to read segments of the Quran, learn Muslim prayer poses, and understand the 5 pillars of Islam. Now, packets were previously handed out to students on Buddhism, Christianity, Hinduism, and Judaism, but one parent pointed out that the Islam packet contained passages from the Quran. Not surprisingly, no Bible verses were included in the packet on Christianity.
Debate on religious diversity has come to a head in Britain, in a British university, where students have decided to throw the Bible out of their dorms.
I will tell you right now, the law on its face is unconstitutional. It is a direct attack on our First Amendment rights. It is a direct attack on our freedom of religion and our freedom to express our faith.
A Christian couple in Pennsylvania has filed a lawsuit after government officials ordered them to stop reading the Bible and singing Christian hymns at home, or face fines of up to $500 per day plus court costs for every day the Bible is studied or hymns are sung on their private property. Officials from Sewickley Heights Borough near Pittsburgh ordered Scott and Terry Federoff last year not to use their private property to host Christian activities, according to the lawsuit filed this week in the U.S. District Court for the Western District of Pennsylvania. Randall Wenger, chief counsel for the Independence Law Center, which is representing the couple, said in a statement posted by Pennsylvania Family Institute, quote, "The borough has no business overseeing a group of people reading and discussing a book together on private property, even if that book is the Bible." According to the Christian Post, the couple were served a notice of violation and a cease and desist order last October, and intimated that their activities could come under zoning restrictions such as those applicable to places of worship, while parties, political fundraisers, and other secular activities had not been banned. Jeremy Samek, senior counsel for the law firm, said, quote, "Government should not target religious activities for punishment, particularly when similar secular activities are permitted. In America, no government can categorically ban people from assembling to worship on one's own property."
One can only hope that this couple prevails against the powers that be, because this is going to be a major test of whether or not it is legal or not to do whatever you want to do in the privacy of your own home, with your family, your friends, anyone that you invite over, as long as it is not some blatantly illegal crime like doing drugs or committing a murder. I mean, reading the Bible, seriously? Government officials want to shut that down? You talk about the quashing of free speech in this country, and it's happening all over the United States right now.
President Trump appeared to endorse efforts by legislators in several states to allow public schools to offer Bible classes. Christian lawmakers in 6 Republican-controlled state legislatures all across the country are pushing for legislation allowing public schools to offer elective classes on the New and Old Testaments. The president tweeted support of the plans.
Recently, President Trump expressed his support for the idea on Twitter. We asked parents if they would support the idea of Bible classes being offered in public schools.
Well, I think that would be a great idea because, we have kids nowadays that's in school and really don't know too much about the Bible.
Smith says there's a lot to be learned by having the Bible taught in schools.
A number of states, including Florida, North Dakota, and West Virginia, have introduced legislation this year pushing for public schools to offer classes on the Bible. And now that idea has the backing of President Trump. White House correspondent Mark Irons reports. Good evening, Mark.
Good evening, Lauren. During National Catholic Schools Week, President Trump has tweeted his support for Bible classes in public schools.
Tonight, students in Missouri public schools are another step closer to having the option of taking Bible classes.
Yeah, the Missouri House passed a bill this week that would allow that to happen. Our Jesse Inman is here now to tell us what this could mean. Jesse.
Well, David and Heather, this bill would allow for Bible classes to be an elective course geared towards public high schools across the state. Drafting House Bill 267, Representative Ben Baker of Newton County had a specific focus in mind to bring Bible classes to public schools.
It allows school districts to offer the Bible as an elective, what I call a Bible literacy class, the historical value of the Bible, its influence upon founding fathers, founding documents, and the foundation of our nation.
A bill to require all public high schools to offer classes teaching the Bible passes its first major hurdle in Tallahassee. The news station's Samantha Sosa has reaction.
From the church to the classroom, Jacksonville lawmaker Kimberly Daniels hoping to bring these Bibles into public schools with House Bill 195. Bill would mandate every school district to offer a course on the Bible, including Hebrew Scriptures and Old Testament, as an elective to grades 9 through 12.
Teaching the Bible from a historic perspective. That's the reasoning to approve a bill that would make the Bible an elective class in public schools.
If it's a subject matter that is offering education about an important piece of literature, it shouldn't be prohibited.
Let's begin with CNN Chief White House correspondent Jim Acosta. And Jim, the president seems to have anointed himself today.
That's certainly right, Brianna. The president sounded as though he had something of a God complex at times today, declaring himself the chosen one and accepting praise from an ally who dubbed Mr. Trump on Twitter as the second coming.
Taking his questionable rhetoric to new heights, President Trump talked about himself in biblical terms. At one point, looking to the sky as he praised his handling of the economy as godlike.
I am the chosen one.
The president accepted the support of conservative commentator Wayne Allen Root, who portrayed Mr. Trump in messianic terms, tweeting, "Thank you to Wayne Allen Root for the very nice words. President Trump is the greatest president for Jews and for Israel in the history of the world. And the Jewish people in Israel love him like he's the king of Israel. They love him like he is the second coming of God."
Somebody had to do it. I am the chosen one.
Somebody had to do it. I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it.
I am the chosen one.
After the results of the 2016 presidential election, it is imperative that we understand why this has occurred and what it actually means. In doing so, we will be able to better interpret the symbolic and spiritual meaning behind Donald Trump's orchestrated election to the office of president. Taken together, this information gives us a narrow glimpse into what is taking place in the spiritual realm, which subsequently is causing a ripple effect in our physical reality. When we begin to